This place is epic.
Would you do all that just to capture a brief moment like this?
Hey guys, Daniel here. Welcome to episode 8 of the Me Insider series. So, I've been reading online that you guys have some feedback about the Redmi Note 9S that we launched recently. Let's take a look at some of that. You guys have this much of a problem with a big screen, huh? Okay, well we'll take note of it. You are losing a lot though if we reduce the size of the screen. It's not as good for gaming, it's not as good for videos, and actually we have to put a smaller battery inside if we make a smaller device. But we'll take note. So, how big do you want it? This big? This big? This big? You need to be more specific with this. Yeah, and some of you have been saying that we actually upgrade too quickly. For the reason that we do this, like 110 million people have chosen Redmi Note worldwide. A little bit of context. That's over 99 Mount Everests. It's the weight of 4,400 elephants and the length of over 400 marathons if we laid them side by side. The reason we upgrade so quickly is so that the most advanced technology is available to you as early as possible. But hold up a little bit. Maybe next year we'll be coming out with Redmi Note 99. We'll see.
Isn't that cool?
And I hear you guys are actually kind of confused about how we name products. So I'll let you know how I do it. I actually meet up with a bunch of other evil smartphone naming guys once a year. And we put Note, Pro, Plus, Max, Lite in a hat. And we just pick it out of there to confuse you guys. But in all seriousness, we actually do have a process for this. It's usually Redmi Note 7, Redmi Note 7 Pro, Redmi Note 8, Redmi Note 8 Pro. Make some localizations for certain industries, and you can probably guess what's coming next. And you'll see pretty soon. There's a couple of you saying that the Redmi Note 9S wasn't enough for you. Well, we've got something new for you coming soon. So, I've been sitting here teasing you about this upcoming phone. So they told me they're gonna fire me if I say anything more about this phone. But one more tiny thing, we're gonna be having 3.5 new colors. So y'all can figure out what that means. I just told you, I'm not gonna say anything else. I can't do that again. Okay guys, well that's it for today. So you might have guessed, this is the actual phone we're going to be launching. Fully charged. 30 watt fast charge.
Xiaomi.
Hey, don't be afraid. Ain't nobody in the way. Just shout out to live in the moment. You see sun golden high. The view is all inside, and I'm gonna make it mine. Start on a beautiful journey. I know I'm feeling alright. What a beautiful journey. It's crystal clear. Start on a beautiful journey. I know I'm feeling so fine. What a beautiful journey.
Well, where should I start? At times, smart technology doesn't necessarily make us worry less. Or walk less. Or change the season.
Change to Channel 7.
Or settle our conflicts. Or solve loneliness. Or replace our loved ones. Smart technology doesn't change you. Only you can make a difference in your life. Xiaomi Smart Life.
Xiaomi.
Life is full of challenges. You never know what's going to happen next. Yesterday, I was at home in Brisbane.
Yeah, this trip has been pretty crazy. I had to get here pretty much in 24 hours.
Now, I'm here, at the edge of the world in Antarctica, armed with little more than the clothes on my back and my Redmi Note 8. My name is Jackson Chang. I'm a photographer and a filmmaker. I'm constantly looking for ways to challenge myself by taking on new and exciting projects. I was inspired by the Redmi Note 7 Space Challenge last year. So when Xiaomi came calling about doing something for the Redmi Note 8, I jumped at the challenge. Times like these can make you doubt your decisions. With freezing cold, high-speed winds, and massive rolling waves, it has been hard to keep my footing, let alone capture great shots with my phone. The blistering cold makes the body start to shut down, and living in a confined space for weeks with nearly no outside contact is a true test of will. And you know what? If you wait for the perfect moment, the moment may never come. You only live once. Why not grab the challenge with both hands and see where it takes you? Face your challenges head on.
This is a shot.
Create something new. Embrace the unpredictable. Let your curiosity drive you further than you ever imagined.
This is incredible.
When you make up your mind, nothing can stand in your way. With the Redmi Note 8, capture so much more than you ever thought possible. Redmi Note 8 will live for the challenge.
Redmi Note 8 Pro features the Samsung GW1 image sensor with ultra-high 64 megapixel resolution. It allows you to clearly capture high resolution with details. How does Redmi Note 8 Pro achieve this? The 64 megapixel main camera of the Redmi Note 8 Pro has a 1.7 inch image sensor. This is significantly larger than the normal image sensors used in other smartphones. Light transmits through the lens, and the image sensor and processors convert light into images. We can compare the impact of the size of the image sensors by using two measuring cups with different rim sizes to represent two different image sensor sizes. As we spray water over both measuring cups at the same time, you'll find that the cup with the larger rim size is able to collect more water. Sensors act much in the same way. The larger an image sensor is, the more light it's able to capture, enabling it to create clearer photos. The high pixel count combined with the large sensor enables you to not only take high-resolution large-size photos, but also ensures that excellent overall image quality is always maintained with Redmi Note 8 Pro. Use the 64 megapixel Redmi Note 8 Pro to capture even better, high-quality photos.
Xiaomi.
How did I end up here? At the end of the world.
online global launch today. I hope everyone is staying safe and staying strong. My name is Abid, Senior Product Marketing Manager from Xiaomi Global. So last weekend, while I was strolling in the park here in Beijing, I took this wonderful shot. Flowers are blooming, trees and grass are blossoming, and more people jogging around while still responsibly practicing social distancing. This photo reminds me of hope. And it's comforting to know that things are starting to get better. And know that we're all in this together. So today, we have tons of amazing products for everyone. And I'm really excited to dive right in. So why don't we all get started? Redmi Note series brings some of the most incredible mid-range smartphones in the market. And there are already over 110 million Redmi Notes chosen worldwide. And according to Canalys, Redmi Note 8 series ranked among the global top 10 smartphones in Q4 last year. This really shows how much it is well-loved by everyone worldwide. And speaking of fans, we asked our fans to describe the Redmi Note in one word. A lot of interesting words came up. Quality, reliable, the best series are some of the words that truly stood out. And our Mi fan, Jonathan from Malawi, described it best. You know his one word? Everything. Redmi Note series is indeed the best of everything. And behind every Redmi Note is a story. We've had fans from all over the world sharing their wonderful stories with us. Example of that is Nguji. He traveled to Kenya for a week where he forgot his charger, unfortunately. And to his surprise, his Redmi Note actually survived the whole week. And we have another one, Kalinga. He was biking around town when his phone accidentally slipped to the floor. And to make matters worse, it was even run over by a bike. But guess what? His Redmi Note 8 survived. These are just of the few incredible stories from our fans and our users. And we want to thank all of you for being part of the Redmi Note family. And the legend continues as we bring yet another incredible series. So a couple of weeks ago, we announced the Redmi Note 9S, a phone that gives you the power to win. And in celebration of our Mi Fan Festival, we've also launched a Redmi Note 9S MFF Limited Edition. While our users are loving this product, we had our fans asking, where is the Pro? And we hear you. So today, why don't we all welcome Redmi Note 9 Pro. So Redmi Note 9 Pro brings the ultimate flagship level experience to the mid-range segment. So first, why don't we all start with a flagship level design? So one word to describe Redmi Note 9 Pro's design, cool, super cool. Let's take a look. So at first glance, we see this gorgeous two-tone color. You can see it's glossy on top and a darker shade with a touch of diagonal stripes at the bottom. Super cool, isn't it? So here we see a symmetrical design that beautifully curves to the edges. It's really, really looking good. So Redmi Note 9 Pro comes in 3 amazing colors. This super cool, eye-catching two-tone color called Tropical Green. And we have the pearl-like shine that glimmers as light is reflected, glacier white. And not your typical kind of gray, interstellar gray. So here are the 3 colors of the Redmi Note 9 Pro. Now, why don't we all take a look at the front? So the first thing you'll notice that the notch is gone. And right now, it comes with a 6.67-inch dot display and a taller 20:9 aspect to ratio. So what's in it for you? This means it's less obstructions and you have more cinematic viewing experience. And as we spend more and more time on our screens, we also ensure that the Redmi Note 9 Pro is easy on the eyes. It's also certified by Germany's TÜV Rheinland. Redmi Note 9 Pro is functional as it is good-looking. So front and back, it's all protected by the Corning Gorilla Glass 5, so it survives everyday wear and tear. Redmi Note 9 Pro adopts a side-mounted fingerprint sensor, so the power button and the fingerprint sensor are integrated into one. And it's also strategically located to where your hand naturally sits, so unlocking is super easy. So unlocking is something that we do more than 100 times per day, so we wanted to ensure that you have the best possible experience. So here's the flagship level design of the Redmi Note 9 Pro. You would see a 6.67-inch cinematic dot display with 2 Rhineland certified. At the back, you have a stylish symmetrical design with 3 cool colors. Unlocking is also super easy with a side-mounted fingerprint sensor. So we have a video prepared for you. Let's watch this. All right, it looks really, really good, right? But why don't we all see it in real time? So now why don't I show it to you? So here's our tropical green, the 2-tone color. Now we have this beautiful pearl white, glacier white. And of course, the classic one, we have the interstellar gray. So we've seen the flagship level design. Now why don't we all take a look at the flagship level camera? Redmi Note 9 Pro is the 64 quad camera Pro. It comprises of 64 main camera, ultra wide angle, macro, and depth sensor for portraits. So why don't we all dive right in? Flagship level 64 megapixel camera. Redmi Note 9 Pro has a massive sensor allowing you to capture phenomenal photos. Why do we all see it? So with the 64 megapixel, each part of the photo is crisp enough to cut. And you get multiple stories from one part of a larger photo, which is pretty awesome. The 64 megapixel perfectly captures this breathtaking scene. This was actually taken in Mount Fuji. And no matter what time of the day, you get great shots with the Redmi Note 9 Pro. And even at night, so here you could see that the reflections and the windows are all looking crystal clear. With a 64 megapixel camera, you can even print billboard level photos up to 3.26 meters. So moving on, let's take a look at the ultra wide angle. Ultra wide angle lets you see the wider picture, so you could capture the full view anytime and anywhere. Next, portraits. Our fans and users love taking portraits. So here's a snap taken with the Redmi Note 9 Pro. You could see great bokeh, crisp subject, even if it's down to her eyelashes. So we didn't stop with great portraits. Today, we're also bringing cinematic portraits. So with this feature, you get a widescreen look with black bars on top and bottom. So just like the movies, you could even adjust the bokeh in real time. So how about that? This photo looks truly amazing, like it's taken out of a movie scene. So portrait shots have never looked this good. I really encourage you to try out the cinematic portraits feature. So next, macro mode. With a 5 megapixel macro, you can capture tiny details you would have otherwise missed, like this one. Any guesses what this is? So it's actually bubbles inside a bottle of carbonated drink. So one more. Gorgeous macro shot on the Redmi Note 9 Pro. It's actually broccoli. This is truly interesting shot that brings out the best of your creativity. So here's the Redmi Note 9 Pro 64 megapixel quad camera, giving you a camera for every situation. Redmi Note 9 Pro isn't complete without features for the pros. So let's start with Pro Photos. So this time, with the Redmi Note 9 Pro, you're able to shoot in RAW. So you have more flexibility in post-editing, and you're totally control of your awesome shots. Next, Pro Videos. Redmi Note 9 Pro comes with a dedicated Pro Video mode, giving you full control when you're creating content. So you have this smooth video zoom. What you could do is simply tap on the slider and drag to zoom in and zoom out while recording the video. This lets you easily highlight the most important part of the scene or add a little drama to your video. Next, most of the pros want more control in their settings, and two important aspects are focus and exposure. So with this feature, you're able to set the focal point and exposure manually. So this is especially handy in challenging conditions such as backlit shots. Now, for my personal favorite, 4K movie frame. It lets you create 4K cinema-style videos right from your smartphone, just like a pro. Why don't we all watch this video? Pretty cool, huh? 4K cinematic videos shot entirely on the Redmi Note 9 Pro. So with Pro Video Mode features, pros get more flexibility and control when shooting. So well, how about for those who want cool but easy to navigate features? We got you covered. We have an all-new feature called Kaleidoscope. With a Kaleidoscope, you're able to shoot quirky, eye-catching, standout videos in an instant. You get 6 different options to choose from, and you could even add background music after all. Let's see it right in action. So that's super fun, right? So Kaleidoscope is available both on the rear and front camera. Now, speaking of the front camera, we've also packed a 16 megapixel in-display front camera for gorgeous selfies, especially for moments like these. And selfies just got even better with slow motion selfies. Let's take a look at this video. Okay, so that's the slow motion selfies. So here's the Redmi Note 9 Pro's flagship level camera. You get 64 megapixel ultra clear shots, ultra wide angle, macro, portraits. You have a camera for every situation. And you also get full control of your settings with Pro Photos and Pro Videos. And also the great thing about it, I encourage you to try out all our new features like Kaleidoscope, cinematic portraits, 4K movie frame. I'm sure you're going to have lots of fun. So this is definitely the Redmi Note series' best camera ever. We've talked about flagship level design, flagship level camera. What's next? Flagship level performance, of course. So for the first time ever, we're bringing the Snapdragon 700 series to the Redmi Note. Redmi Note 9 Pro is powered by the Snapdragon 720G, and it's built on 8nm process technology for better thermal efficiency. It also supports selected elite gaming features for an even more immersive gaming experience. And compared to the previous generation, we could see a tremendous upgrade for almost all aspects, notably CPU performance and AI performance. Next, a 2x2 MIMO Wi-Fi is also included for better signal and Wi-Fi coverage. So Redmi Note have always been known for their legendary battery life. And the legend continues with the Redmi Note 9 Pro. But this time, we're not just bringing flagship level battery, we're also bringing flagship level charging. Redmi Note 9 Pro comes with a huge 5020 mAh battery that easily lasts for more than 2 days. And this time, we're bringing Redmi Note's fastest charging ever. 30-watt fast charging. So 30-watt fast charging lets you charge from 0 to 50% in only 30 minutes. And we're also including the 33 fast charger in box. Redmi Note 9 Pro truly gives you a flagship level battery and charging experience. And compared to flagship level devices in the market, we could see that Redmi Note 9 Pro really stands out. You have a huge battery, 33 watts charger in box. So here's a quick recap of the Redmi Note 9 Pro's flagship level performance. You have the Snapdragon 720G, great battery, great performance, fast charging. What more can you ask? So at Xiaomi, we take pride in giving the best experience possible. So even on the small details, we would focus on. So Redmi Note 9 Pro comes with a Z-axis linear motor, giving a flagship level haptic feedback. So other phones in the market uses rotating motors. And comparing the two, the haptic experience on the Z-axis linear motor is more accurate, more responsive, and more satisfying. So here we could see the Z-axis linear motor on the Redmi Note 9 Pro. The difference in the user experience is pretty clear as you type, tap, touch, and unlock. It also provides 120 haptic effects for different scenarios, such as typing, notifications, and more. So besides the flagship level haptic feedback, it also supports multifunctional NFC. So little details matter too. This time, Redmi Note 9 Pro comes with a pre-installed screen protector, so you don't need to buy one separately. Redmi Note 9 Pro equals flagship level experience. You have awesome haptic feedback, NFC, splash-proof nano coating, and so much more. So with the Redmi Note 9 Pro, you truly get an ultimate flagship level experience. You have awesome design, bigger display, pro camera features, flagship level battery and charging. Now, for the price. I know you've all been waiting for this. First, let's take one more look at the flagship level phone that you need. Redmi Note 9 Pro ticks the box for all the great features that you want in a smartphone. So competitor prices cost at around $469, and in some aspects offer lower value in terms of durability, battery, and charging. So for the 64 variant, the recommended retail price for the Redmi Note 9 Pro is $269. So you really get amazing products at honest prices. And for the 6 plus 128 variant, the recommended retail price is $299. How are you feeling about that? So I'm sure you're all very excited to get your hands on the Redmi Note 9 Pro. So next to competition, it's pretty clear where the advantage lies. Redmi Note 9 Pro is undoubtedly the ultimate flagship level experience phone that you could get. So here it is once more in summary, 64 megapixel quad camera Pro. That's the Redmi Note 9 Pro. You've seen the Pro, and a couple of weeks ago, you've also seen the 9S. There's one more member of the family that's missing, Everyone, why don't we all welcome the global debut of Redmi Note 9. Redmi Note 9 is a best-in-class mid-range hotshot. It's for those who want an incredible everyday smartphone with great camera, great battery, and great performance. Hotshot design, let's start. Redmi Note 9 comes with a 6.53-inch dot display. And it's a small dot after all. So with this small dot display, you get more immersive gaming experience. And to sum it up, Redmi Note 9 has an awesome 6.53-inch dot display, and it's also certified by TÜV Rheinland for low blue light certification. So at the back, it comes with a sleek and stylish symmetrical design, and a rear fingerprint sensor that seamlessly blends to the back design. Redmi Note comes in 3 colors. Forest green. It features a unique glossy finish. Next, we look at the polar white. You have minimalistic and simple design. And the classic midnight gray. Here are the 3 colors. You have the forest green, polar white, and midnight gray. Why don't we all see it live? Let me just show you in actual. So here's Redmi Note 9's forest green. And next we have the polar white. So this is my personal favorite. And the midnight gray. Thank you. So Redmi Note 9 definitely has a hotshot design, and we've just seen it. You have 3 reasons why it has a hotshot design. You have a 6.53-inch dot display, attractive colors, and it's built to last. Next, hotshot camera. Redmi Note 9 is the 48-megapixel quad camera hotshot. We have 48-megapixel main camera, ultra-wide angle, macro, and depth sensor. So the 48 main camera shoots ultra-clear photos during the day and even at night. Here we could see that each neon sign is easily readable and it's not overexposed. Next, we see the bigger picture with the ultra-wide angle camera. So this is shot on Redmi Note 9. It's absolutely astounding. And you're able to capture the full view. Next, depth sensor for great portraits. So here we could see that the edge detection is absolutely phenomenal, and the bokeh is flawless and smooth. So finally, we have the macro mode. You're able to capture tiny details. Here you can see that even at such close range, details are preserved with precision. So with the Redmi Note 9, you effortlessly capture your hotshots. Redmi Note 9 includes a document scanner as well that serves as a handy pocket scanner. What this does is, at times when you're taking photos of books or documents, a shadow is cast on the photo, which is pretty irritating. So the document scanner solves this problem. So what this does is it automatically removes the shadows and optimizes the images. So it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, and you're done. So in front, we have the Redmi Note 9 13-megapixel in-display front camera for hotshot selfies. Redmi Note 9 is your hotshot camera, and here are 3 reasons why. You get 48-megapixel high-res camera. You also have quad camera for any situation, and a great selfie camera. And what's also good is that you get similar features as the Redmi Note 9 Pro, such as cinematic portraits, movie frame, and kaleidoscope. I'm really excited for you to try it out. Next, hotshot performance. Redmi Note 9 is the first phone to be powered by the Helio G85, and it's made for everyday mobile gamers. It comprises of 2 performance-driven cores up to 2 gigahertz and 6 power efficiency cores, so your phone is always ready. And last year, we launched a Redmi Note 8, and it's leading the pack in the mid-range segment, obtaining an Antutu score of almost 170,000. And this time, Redmi Note 9 is even better, with up to 21% increase in performance. We ran it up against some of the popular smart competitors, and we could see that it clearly outperforms by a huge margin. Redmi Note 9 also comes with a huge battery that'll easily last you for more than 2 days of use. Some people like to describe this as insane battery life. So you get 11 hours of gaming, 17 hours of video playback, 7 hours of video recording. It's truly a battery powerhouse. And to top it off, Redmi Note 9 also includes 18-watt fast charging, and the fast charger is also included in box. So NFC support will be available for selected markets. And essential features such as headphone jack, nano coating, 2+1 SIM slots, and IR blaster are all included on the Redmi Note 9 because we know our fans love it. Redmi Note 9 gives you a hotshot experience, and here are 3 reasons why. You have awesome performance with a Helio G85. You have long-lasting battery life and fan-favorite features like headphone jack. So if you want a phone that gets the job done, you go with the Redmi Note 9. You have 48-megapixel quad camera. You have hotshot dot display and symmetrical design. You also have hotshot performance with Helio G85, hotshot battery, and charging. Redmi Note 9 is a hotshot for you. You have hotshot design, hotshot camera, hotshot experiences. Definitely, price is also hotshot. Competitor prices starts at $369. So how much will the Redmi Note 9 cost? So for the 3 plus 64 variant, the recommended retail price is $199. Thank you. A hotshot phone with such great value. And for the 4 plus 128 variant, the recommended retail price is $249. Again, Xiaomi did it again, providing our fans with only amazing products at honest prices. Prices for different markets may vary due to VAT, taxes, and other factors. So here's the Redmi Note 9 compared to our competitors, once again, adding great value, great specs. Here it is in summary, Redmi Note 9, your 48 quad camera hotshot. So Redmi Note 9 and Redmi Note 9 Pro will be available starting mid-May. So stay tuned. The legend continues with the Redmi Note 9 series. Now we have Redmi Note 9, Redmi Note 9 Pro, and Redmi Note 9S. Once more, here it is, side by side. I'm sure there's a Redmi Note 9 series power just for you. We're not done with notes today. There's one more noteworthy product that we'll be talking about. And to tell you more about it, why don't I call on Daniel?
Thanks, Abby. Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Daniel. And to be honest, the Redmi Note series is a pretty tough act to follow. But I've got a couple tricks up my sleeve. So, as a lot of you know, just last November, we launched the Mi Note 10. It was the world's very first 108-megapixel penta camera. And it was phenomenal. We've gotten a lot of accolades from both the media and from fans. And to be honest, it's that positivity that means the most to us. Now, GSM Arena said that Xiaomi has managed to secure a win by being the very first market with a phone with a massive 108-megapixel camera. But we wanted to really showcase how this looks. We wanted to showcase the great camera performance of the Mi Note 10. So we partnered with global brands who shared our vision. Let's take a look at this photo here. This super chic photo is actually shot on Mi Note 10's 108-megapixel camera. And it shows millions of tiny little details. Actually, we shot this in collaboration with Elle, a leading fashion magazine in Russia. I think this is actually particularly fitting because although Mi Note 10's camera is epic without a doubt, what's more, a lot of people, actually basically everybody who we've talked with, has let us know just how much they love the epic design, the epic hand feel, and the epic battery life of this phone. But it's always been our goal to make those innovations, like that epic design, that camera, that battery life, accessible to as many people as possible. So today, we're going to be introducing a new Mi Note 10 family member, Mi Note 10 Lite. This remarkable device was made for people who want a highly efficient yet practical phone for both work and for play. This is for people who understand the essentials. So, we mentioned the predecessor's incredible design. So let's kick it off there, yeah? Mi Note 10 Lite comes with the same 3D curved ARC AMOLED display as Mi Note 10. This provides a virtually bezel-less look from edge to edge. And thanks to those curved edges, you're going to find yourself swiping smoother than ever. This is a really subtle thing that improves every single interaction you have with your phone. And this is going to amplify your experience even more if you use Xiaomi's full screen gestures. Now, if we take a look at it next to some of the other devices on the market, Mi Note 10 Lite stands out with its really premium curved display design. Not only does this give you a more immersive visual experience, it's also more immersive from the perspective of how it feels to use it. Really, I can't oversell just how great this looks and feels. Now, because we used an AMOLED panel, Mi Note 10 Lite comes with always-on display support. What this does is give you a quick look at the time, the date, or even just a little daily motivation. And now, we've made it so you can even customize your always-on display image with your favorite pictures, icons, or even emojis. And to cap that all off, we've made it super convenient to unlock your device. It's really fast with this latest in-screen fingerprint sensor. So, here's Mi Note 10 Lite's epic 3D curved AMOLED display. This is all the functionality of the Mi Note 10 brought to the Lite series. From front to back, Mi Note 10 Lite is curved on all sides, and both of those sides use 3D curved Corning Gorilla Glass 5. What this does is make it super resilient to daily wear and tear. And it's important to note, even the camera lens you see here is Corning Gorilla Glass 5, so it's protected from virtually every angle. Now, it was probably pretty hard for you to miss during this presentation. We're going to be introducing a brand new color, Nebula Purple. Now, I don't tell a lot of people this, but I guess I'm making it public now. Purple is my favorite color. And this is a really unique yet subtle take on it. But for you minimalists out there, we're also going to be offering it in the fan favorites, Glacier White and Midnight Black. There's definitely going to be a color option for everybody. But it's easier if I show you in person, yeah? So let's take a look. Closer, right? Let's look closer. So first off, we've got this super cool Nebula Purple. Again, this is definitely my favorite option. Next, we have the Glacier White. Minimalist. What else can I say? And finally, Midnight Black. Traditional, it's still awesome. To sum it all up, Mi Note 10 Lite's design really pulls you in, but manages to stand out still. It features an epic 3D curved AMOLED display and a really exceptional hand feel. It comes in 3 different stunning colors, the brand new Nebula Purple, Glacier White, and Midnight Black. Now, let's talk about camera. So, I'm a photographer myself. Not a very good one, but Mi Note 10 Lite definitely makes it easier for me. Its quad camera features 4 different distinct lenses. First, 64 megapixel wide-angle primary camera, 120-degree ultra-wide angle, a depth sensor for your portrait shots, and finally, a dedicated macro lens. Now, just in case you need a little bit of extra lighting for extremely low light shots, we've included dual flash and a soft dual light. Now, we talked about the 64. Let's look at this one in particular. Mi Note 10 Lite uses an industry-leading 64 megapixel Sony IMX686 sensor. This has a huge sensor size and 1.6 micron 4-in-1 super pixel. With this, the Sony IMX686 produces stunning image quality with precise colors and rich details. Now let's look at it next to the competition. Stacking it up, even just looking at this diagram here, you can see a pretty huge difference, right? And from an actual spec and capability standpoint, Mi Note 10 Lite is leagues ahead of the competition. But let me show you how it works in action. So here's a photo shot on Mi Note 10 Lite's 64 megapixel ultra high resolution camera. Let's look a little closer. As we zoom in, you're going to notice that details are retained really, really well. You can even read the text clearly on the book in the background. So panning back out, let's say you want to focus on something in specific, yeah? Well, Mi Note 10 Lite also captures phenomenal portrait shots. The details in the hair here and the clothing are separated super clearly from that smoother than butter background bokeh. So we got close, we focused on one thing. What about the bigger picture? Using the 120-degree ultra-wide-angle lens, you've got the bigger picture. A single click really opens up your photo-taking experience. Now, we've covered 3 different lenses, the 64 megapixel, the portrait, and the ultra-wide. There's one left. So let's say we want to look at super tiny details, like super, super tiny. Check out this flower here. Now let's look closer. So in macro situations, Mi Note 10 Lite performs amazingly. Inside of the bubbles here, you can even see tiny, tiny air bubbles. Now, Mi Note 10 Lite also comes with a fan favorite video feature, vlog mode. So what this does is let you take everyday moments and make them extraordinary. You can easily create personal vlog content in just a few minutes, and you can do it from 8 different templates. It's super intuitive, and basically anybody can use this. So, combining exceptional photography and really intuitive video, Mi Note 10 Lite gives you more ways than ever to capture your story. Now, let's talk about experience. Mi Note 10 Lite features the super snappy Snapdragon 730G and up to 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's quick, it's power efficient, and it's ready to face your day-to-day life. And this is super important, the battery is absolutely phenomenal. Our fans love Mi Note 10's massive battery, right? So we kept the same 5,260 milliamp hour battery in Mi Note 10 Lite. With a battery this big, you can easily get more than 2 days of battery life. And it's important to note that this is one of the very biggest in devices like this on the market. In raw numbers, Mi Note 10 Lite offers you some pretty impressive usage times. Most notable for me is the massive 23 hours of video playback. You're never really going to have to worry about power in your daily work or in your daily life. And just in case you do need to charge up, it also supports 30-watt fast charging. It'll charge up to 100% in just 64 minutes. Now, that's pretty fast for a battery this big. And we've made sure that you can enjoy that fast charging experience right out of the box. So, summing it up simply, Mi Note 10 Lite gives you the power to outdo your competition. You can see here that not only do we offer a bigger battery, we also offer better in-box charging. And we know what's important to our fans. So we've included the IR blaster, the headphone jack, and the NFC. These are absolutely necessities for a lot of users out there, and we wanted to make sure to keep them in Mi Note 10 Lite. So, epic camera, epic display. It lets you do more and live more. Before we move to price, let's quickly recap, yeah? Mi Note 10 Lite comes with a 6.47-inch 3D curved AMOLED display. 64 megapixel quad camera, and the industry's leading Sony IMX686, Qualcomm Snapdragon 730G, and a 2-day battery with a 30-watt in-box charger. Not to mention, we've included the fan favorite NFC headphone jack and IR blaster. Now, you've all been very, very patient, and I know that you've been waiting for price. So let's talk about price. Compared with competitor devices, Mi Note 10 Lite is going to come with even more, yet we still managed to keep it costing even less. For the 6 plus 64 Mi Note 10 Lite, it's going to be available for just an RRP of 349 euros. That's an incredible value for a phone like this. Now, if you need a little bit more storage, for the 128 gigabyte variant, it's going to be available for just 399 euros RRP. Phenomenal. Better specs, better price. It's really as simple as that. Especially when you look at display, camera, curved glass, in-box charging solution, battery size, and most importantly, price. Now, local prices are going to be released a little bit later on, so please stay tuned for that. And it's going to be available as early as mid-May globally. So stay tuned for specific details on our social media channels. So, summing up, that's Mi Note 10 Lite. Epic camera, epic display, even more epic price. Now, I've got one last thing for our Mi fans. I've got a Mi fan for our Mi fans. Mi Smart Standing Fan 1C specifically. Now, this fan is really well designed. Has 7 customized blades, multiple settings, and a huge coverage area. You can even adjust the height to fit your space. From really short to really, really tall. And we've made it really easy to control with the Mi Home app at the touch of your fingertips. It's going to be available very, very soon, starting at just 39.90 euros RRP. So, these are the 4 products that we've launched today. Abby, if you could just join me for a second. So, the Mi Note 10 Lite.
Here's the Redmi Note 9 Pro and the Redmi Note 9.
Okay, thank you everyone for your time.
Stay safe, stay strong. See you soon.
Well, where should I start? At times, smart technology doesn't necessarily make us worry less. Or walk less. Or change the season.
Change to Channel 7.
Or settle our conflicts. Or solve loneliness. Or replace our loved ones. Smart technology doesn't change you. Only you can make a difference in your life. Xiaomi Smart Life.
Xiaomi.
Life is full of challenges. You never know what's going to happen next. Yesterday, I was at home in Brisbane.
Yeah, this trip has been pretty crazy. I had to get here pretty much in 24 hours.
Now, I'm here, at the edge of the world in Antarctica, armed with little more than the clothes on my back and my Redmi Note 8. My name is Jackson Chang. I'm a photographer and a filmmaker. I'm constantly looking for ways to challenge myself by taking on new and exciting projects. I was inspired by the Redmi Note 7 Space Challenge last year. So when Xiaomi came calling about doing something for the Redmi Note 8, I jumped at the challenge. Times like these can make you doubt your decisions. With freezing cold, high-speed winds, and massive rolling waves, it has been hard to keep my footing, let alone capture great shots with my phone. The blistering cold makes the body start to shut down, and living in a confined space for weeks with nearly no outside contact is a true test of will. But you know what? If you wait for the perfect moment, the moment may never come. You only live once. Why not grab the challenge with both hands and see where it takes you? Face your challenges head on. This is a shot. Create something new. Embrace the unpredictable. Let your curiosity drive you further than you ever imagined. This is incredible. When you make up your mind, nothing can stand in your way. With the Redmi Note 8, capture so much more than you ever thought possible. Redmi Note 8 will live for the challenge. How did I end up here? At the end of the world. I was offered an opportunity to go to Antarctica, but the catch was, I had to be ready within 24 hours. Would you drop everything at a moment's notice, jump on the challenge, and dive into the unknown? Would you fly to the opposite side of the world, to a country where you don't speak the language and have limited knowledge about? Would you be willing to spend 2 weeks away from the people closest to you? Would you travel across the ocean and endure the rough seas for more than 20 hours? Would you live 10 days in a small confined space with limited contact to the outside world? Would you battle through seasickness, the freezing wind and crazy waves just to get the shot? Would you hike through snow in the cold and tough surfaces to get to the location? Would you jump into the freezing Antarctic water just for fun?
This place is epic.
Would you do all that just to capture a brief moment like this?
Well, where should I start? At times, smart technology doesn't necessarily make us worry less. Or walk less. Or change the season.
Change to Channel 7.
Or settle our conflicts. Or solve loneliness. Or replace our loved ones. Smart technology doesn't change you. Only you can make a difference in your life. Xiaomi Smart Life.
Xiaomi.
Life is full of challenges. You never know what's going to happen next. Yesterday, I was at home in Brisbane.
Yeah, this trip has been pretty crazy. I had to get here pretty much in 24 hours.
Now, I'm here, at the edge of the world in Antarctica, armed with little more than the clothes on my back and my Redmi Note 8. My name is Jackson Chang. I'm a photographer and a filmmaker. I'm constantly looking for ways to challenge myself by taking on new and exciting projects. I was inspired by the Redmi Note 7 Space Challenge last year. So when Xiaomi came calling about doing something for the Redmi Note 8, I jumped at the challenge. Times like these can make you doubt your decisions. With freezing cold, high-speed winds, and massive rolling waves, it has been hard to keep my footing, let alone capture great shots with my phone. The blistering cold makes the body start to shut down, and living in a confined space for weeks with nearly no outside contact is a true test of will. But you know what? If you wait for the perfect moment, the moment may never come. You only live once. Why not grab the challenge with both hands and see where it takes you? Face your challenges head on.
This is a shot.
Create something new. Embrace the unpredictable. Let your curiosity drive you further than you ever imagined.
This is incredible.
When you make up your mind, nothing can stand in your way. With the Redmi Note 8, capture so much more than you ever thought possible. Redmi Note 8 will live for the challenge. How did I end up here? At the end of the world. I was offered an opportunity to go to Antarctica, but the catch was, I had to be ready within 24 hours. Would you drop everything at a moment's notice, jump on the challenge, and dive into the unknown? Would you fly to the opposite side of the world, to a country where you don't speak the language and have limited knowledge about? Would you be willing to spend 2 weeks away from the people closest to you? Would you travel across the ocean and endure the rough seas for more than 20 hours? Would you live 10 days in a small confined space with limited contact to the outside world? Would you battle through seasickness, the freezing wind and crazy waves just to get the shot? Would you hike through snow in the cold and tough surfaces to get to the location? Would you jump into the freezing Antarctic water just for fun?
This place is epic.
Would you do all that just to capture a brief moment like this?
fast as Xiaomi's 30-watt fast charging? Even faster than many wired fast charging. Here's how we did it. Consider that the cup is the battery and the bottle is the charger. Let's say the buffer plate of the cup represents charge pump number 1. The water pump of the bottle represents charge pump number 2. After the water pump pressurizes the bottle, the water is sprayed towards the cup. The buffer plate then depressurizes the water and it flows easily into the cup. This represents the charging process. If the water pressure is insufficient, a lot of water is usually lost during transmission. If we translate this to the charging process, this means a lot of energy will be lost. So you can see, the charge pump is an important component when it comes to controlling voltage. Compared with the average smartphone, our Mi 10 series has 2 customized charge pumps. The voltage is much larger than usual. This means that during the transmission process, less current is lost, total power is greater, enabling a faster charging speed. What's the benefit of faster wireless charging? A much better user experience. At the office, out with friends, your everyday life just got a lot easier and faster. Enjoy the new era of wireless fast charging with our Mi 10 series.
Xiaomi.
Starting from its exquisite packaging, the latest Xiaomi flagship, Mi 10 Pro, has filled us up with expectation. The packaging box contains a Mi 10 Pro phone, a transparent phone case, user's manual, a warranty card, a USB-C headphone adapter, a SIM card pin, a data cable, and a 65-watt power adapter. This adapter can be used not only for mobile phones, but also for computer charging. Mi 10 Pro adopts the 3D curved display to bring you a comfortable grip and handling, and also presents you a screen with high color accuracy. Its in-screen fingerprint sensor unlocks the phone with ease and speed, while the 90 Hz refresh rate presents a more exquisite and smooth motion for the eyes. The in-display front camera is located at the upper left corner of the screen. The design of the symmetrical dual speakers will take you into a supreme stereophonic world. The quad camera setup delivers unrivaled flexibility. The powerful telephoto camera can pull the distant scenery to right in front of your eyes for stunning perspectives that are otherwise impossible. The portrait camera will give you a professional portrait shooting experience. The stunning 108-megapixel primary camera creates ultra-clear photos or 8K video to retain every detail of the world that you do not want to miss. The ultra-wide-angle camera will guide you to discover richer and wider perspectives. The rear camera, equipped with dual flash, is capable of handling any low-light challenge, allowing you to shoot with confidence. Its fast charging function ensures a constant full battery that is ready for your day. With a 65-watt power adapter, it takes just 45 minutes to get to 100% battery. This is Mi 10 Pro, an artisan's product, 10 years in the making.
What's up guys, Will here for GSM Arena. Xiaomi is making a splash in the flagship market with its new Mi 10 Pro 5G. It brings a 108 megapixel camera tech that Xiaomi made headlines with last winter, as well as plenty of other premium features. Can it give Samsung and Apple a run for their money? Let's find out in our full review. With the Mi 10 Pro 5G, there's no doubt that you're gazing upon a premium device. It's made of gently curved Gorilla Glass 5, and it has a solid aluminum frame. Our 10 Pro is in the Solstice Gray finish. For now, the device comes strictly in matte color options. While it isn't so flashy, it still looks great when it catches the light. The finish feels great too, silky smooth. The phone is quite thin at the edges, and the sharpness adds a bit of grip as well. There's something missing here as a flagship, and that's IP68 dust and water resistance. There is some splash proofing in the design, but you don't get the same peace of mind you would with some competitors. The Mi 10 Pro's screen is curved to be symmetrical to the back panel, and it's protected by the same Gorilla Glass 5. It's a tall 6.67-inch OLED, with a tiny punch hole for the selfie cam up in the corner. High refresh rate screens are all the rage these days, and the Mi 10 Pros fits the bill with its 90Hz refresh rate. It makes moving elements seem silky smooth to the eye. The screen resolution, however, is only 1080p, which isn't quite up to par with the competition. Nevertheless, everything looks pretty sharp. Blacks are super deep, and you have lively colors, which can also be said to be quite accurate in settings. This display also has excellent brightness, up to 510 nits with a manual slider, and up to 860 nits in auto mode when out in the sun. So on the visual side of things, the experience is great on this device, but Xiaomi has taken care of the audio side as well with its dedicated stereo speakers. Rather than having the earpiece as one of the speakers, here you get an identical speaker on the top and the bottom. Of course, this means that they're well balanced, and in our tests, the sound quality was the best that we've had on a phone so far. The phone also scored very good in loudness. If you'd rather use headphones instead, you won't find a 3.5mm jack here. A USB adapter should come in the retail package, or you can use USB-C or wireless headphones. Unlocking the Mi 10 Pro is super easy. It uses the latest generation of under-display optical fingerprint reader, and it responds lightning fast. The Mi 10 Pro's interface is Xiaomi's MIUI 11, based on Android 10. The interface is quite clean and bloat-free, at least in our global version of the phone. As you'd expect from Xiaomi, there's no app drawer, so your apps will be on the home screen if you stick to this default launcher. There's a dark mode which looks snazzy, and also can save you some battery on an OLED display. You don't get expandable storage on this device, so you'll have to make do with what's on board. You do get plenty though, with options for 256 or 512 gigs. There are also a couple of other features worth mentioning. There's an IR blaster which you can use to control appliances with. And there's also support for NFC, for connectivity or mobile payments. As a flagship, you'd expect nothing less than cutting-edge performance, and the Mi 10 Pro doesn't disappoint here. It runs on a Snapdragon 865 chipset, which supports full 5G connectivity. Benchmark performance is among the best out there, and the gaming performance here is great, especially with games that support the 90Hz screen refresh rate. And while the phone does get warm after long sessions, we didn't notice any meaningful throttling. Powering all of this is a large 4500 mAh battery. It does an excellent job. The Mi 10 Pro scored an excellent endurance rating of 101 hours in our battery life tests. That was with the screen at 90Hz. Dialing it down to 60Hz resulted in a score of 105 hours. The Mi 10 Pro comes bundled with a laptop-grade 65-watt USB-C charger, even though the phone only supports up to 50 watts. Still, we didn't have any problems, and we were able to charge from 0 to 77% in just half an hour. You also get support for fast wireless charging, up to 30 watts, which you can achieve with one of Xiaomi's proprietary charging pads. The Mi 10 Pro 5G has a high-end quad-camera setup on the back, not unlike the one you'd find on the Mi Note 10. There's a 108-megapixel quad-Bayer main cam. Then there are two telephoto cams, an 8-megapixel 5x1 and a 12-megapixel 2x1. Finally, there's a 20-megapixel ultra-wide snapper with autofocus. Like we've done with some other phones with advanced camera systems, here we'll have more of a camera summary, and we'll have a full camera review in a separate video. Shots from the main camera come out in 25 megapixels, and these are simply awesome. Among the best we've seen from a smartphone yet. Plus, the sensor's large size means that you get a shallow depth of field, handy for taking some artistic looking shots. As far as zoom goes, the 12-megapixel 2x telephoto takes flagship grade photos, which are not only high in quality, but match the colors of the main cam's shots. The other 8-megapixel zoom camera provides 5x zoom, and basically everything about these shots is great. Except that deep down, we can't forget that the camera has a 3.7x zoom and crops the center of the sensor to achieve 5x. At night, the main camera takes some really impressive shots, even without night mode. From closer examination, however, the details don't appear as sharp as the competition. The same goes for the ultra-wide cam at night, even more so. And in general, the 2x zoom is done digitally in low light instead of using the dedicated camera. The 5x zoom does work in low light. Actually, its photos are great. They're probably the best nighttime zoom shots we've seen yet. Selfies are taken with the 20-megapixel quad-bayer selfie cam. These are good, but nothing too impressive as far as sharpness is concerned. The Mi 10 Pro has a ton of video recording options, including the ability to shoot in 8K at 30 FPS with the main cam. But even if you had a means to play it back in its native resolution, the 8K footage isn't that impressive detail-wise, and it gobbles up storage like there is no tomorrow. In contrast, 4K video from the main cam, 12-megapixel telephoto camera, and ultra-wide camera are great, totally flagship-worthy. The 8-megapixel telephoto with the 5x zoom can't be used to take video. So that's the Mi 10 Pro 5G. Who would have thought that Xiaomi, known for its more budget-friendly phones, could offer one of the most cutting-edge devices on the market right now? You get a beautiful build, a high refresh rate OLED screen, exceptional stereo speakers, top-notch performance, excellent battery life with fast charging, and one of the best camera experiences you can buy. Basically, the only things missing here are full waterproofing and expandable storage. Also, the selfie cam is alright, but not the best. But still, these are just nitpicks. Let's talk price though. At €1,000, this is up there with the most expensive Xiaomi phones ever made. But this is a flagship after all, and it comes with the territory. If you're okay with that, then the Mi 10 Pro definitely deserves a recommendation. Thanks for watching guys, stay safe and see you on the next one.
Depending on which country you're from, there's a good chance you've never even considered buying a Xiaomi phone, but we've got one right here, the Mi Note 10, and it's different. It's a phone with, for starters, an absolutely ludicrous spec sheet, but also a price tag that hits a little lower than you might have expected. The box itself is pretty standard fare from the company. You've got black cardboard and holographic text, and the first thing you'll see inside is the phone, below which you'll see an insert, which contains a SIM ejector tool and a case, which is pretty similar to the standard TPU cases you see on every phone, just with a darker tint. There's a USB-C cable and a 30-watt fast charger, which is pretty impressive. When you read the spec sheet of this phone, there are three things that stick out. It's got a mammoth battery, a good 20% larger than most mainstream phones, but even more impressive, a penta camera setup on the back, and probably the craziest part is that one of those cameras has a 108 megapixel resolution. And so, with these record-breaking specifications, do you actually get a record-breaking camera? Short answer, yes, this is ludicrously good, but I'll get to